is it?
Yeah.
8 hours topping and this is it. Oh, we get rich on this sort, won't we?
Well, it ain't my fault.
Well, it's not my fault. You're the one that goes out.
Oh, no, it's not your fault. I mean, it's not my fault if there ain't the stuff about. I've been out. I have tried.
Well, not bother at this rate. Might as well turn it in and get a job. How much do you think we get for this job?
Look, if you want a ride, let's have one. Right here and now, because I'm in the mood for it. Do you think I enjoy flogging my guts out all day long for a saucepan and a couple of yards of pipe?
Flogging your guts out. Sitting in a cave drinking tea with your mates, putting tennis in machines. That's what you've been doing.
Is that what you think I've been doing? Stuck in a cafe? Is that what you think? Has it been raining today or hasn't it?
Of course it's been raining.
Right. Feel my coat then. Go on.
It's wet.
That's right. It's wet. So's my shirt, so's my vest, and so am I. Wet. Now, how do you think I got wet, eh?
Well, you've probably been out in the rain.
That's right. I have been out in the... I've been out in the bleeding rain all day long. I went to the cafe for half an hour to have me dinner, and that's when it stopped raining. It stopped when I went in. And it started when I come out again. Do you know how many roads I've been down today? 198. 198 roads, shouting my lungs out, ringing the bell, shouting the odds. I can't do no more, Dad. I mean, I can't force them to give me the rags if they don't want to. What do you expect me to do? Break the doors down and tear the clothes off their backs?
You're going wrong somewhere. I mean, it's getting worse. I mean, every day you come back with less than the day before. You can't go on like this. It's you. They don't like the look of you. They're afraid to open their doors to you. Young married women around here living in houses all on their own. They're not going to open the doors to a scruff like you. All this violence about. You want to have a shave more often. Smarten yourself up a bit.
Oh, all right. I'll put on a top hat and a monocle and a pair of white gloves. That better? Think I'll open the doors then, eh? Pray, do not be frightened. It is Harold Steptoe, the Totting Top. He will have a little coat of arms on the side of the card, eh? By appointment, rag and bowman to Her Majesty the Queen. You think that'll make them open their doors?
No use making excuses, it's you. If you knew your trade, you'd come back with more than this. What's the use of a saucepan with holes in it?
That's aluminium, that is. If this was a war, they'd be glad of that. They'd make a V-bomber out of that.
Very funny. You come back here with an empty cart and expect me to laugh. Well, I don't think it's funny.
Well, I think it's funny. Have a look at us. Go on, have a good look. Pathetic, isn't it? Try to scratch a living out of other people's rubbish. Like a couple of fleas around a dustbin we are.
There's a good living to be made out of other people's junk if you go the right way about it. It's you. You never seen me coming back without a full cart.
Oh, I've never seen you go out with a cart yet. No, mate, why don't you face up the facts? This is a dying trade.
What are you talking about?
I tell you, it's a dying trade, mate. What you don't realise is that the future of the rag and bone business is dependent on the total economy of the overall condition of the country as a whole. Eh? You didn't realise that, did you? I mean, you don't read the Financial Times.
Well, what's that got to do with it?
You've got to know what it's all about, mate. You've got to keep abreast of current events. You've got to know what's going on in this world. I mean, what do you know about the common market?
Well, it ain't around here, I can tell you that. I know all the markets around here, and it ain't around here.
Oh, you ignorant old man. Oh, it makes you want to weep straight, it does. Look, it's been in the papers every day. They're going to ask you to vote as to whether we go in or not. What's the point of them asking you? You think it's a row of stalls up an alleyway, don't you?
What is it, if you're so clever?
I'll tell you what it is. The common market is Europe. All getting together and flogging things to each other.
Oh, we do that now. What about that bloke that comes down every week with the onions?
That's different. You mark my words, the common market's going to make a great deal of difference to the totting business.
How?
Well, they can come and go as they please. You wait till they build this tunnel under the channel. That's what you got to worry about. All them foreign rag and bone men. A great queue of horses and carts, stretching under the channel, pouring out of Dover, stripping the country of its junk.
I thought you said there was no junk about.
Well, there ain't much, but what there is should be for us. I mean, British junk for the British, that's what I say.
Might be such a bad idea, after all. I mean, if they can come over here, we can go over there.
Go over there? With that rotten horse we got? You're joking? We're just about knackered by the time we get to the gate. No, mate, it's played out. There's no future in it for a small firm like us, mate. It's all played out. I mean, the amount of trouble we go to earn a couple of quid, I could earn more in a factory.
My dad started this firm in 1894 and he worked it till the day he died. And I'm going to work it until the day I die.
Well, you can work it as far as I'm concerned.
Now, listen, son, things will get better. It's only a temporary slump. What? Well, let's spring cleaning season starts. There's always loads of junk about in the spring cleaning. We always do well in the spring cleaning.
Oh, wake up, Dad. Things ain't gonna get no better. It's too late. It's like that bloke on the television said, the one with the big ears. He said, if we go into the common market, it'll be the little firms that will go down and the big firms that will prosper. The little firms will go to the wall. Little firms? You can't get any littler than us. I tell you, Dad, I'm ending in my notice.
You can't hand in your notice. You're on the board of directors.
Oh, I'm resigning without a golden handshake. Call it whatever you like. But I'll give you a month's notice. I'll give you time to flog all this lot. I'll get someone in my place.
What are you reading?
What's it look like, a book?
Of course it's a book. I know it's a book. But where'd you get it?
I bought it.
Well, what do you want to go and buy a book for? We've got plenty of books here.
Yeah, but I wanted this one. I haven't got this one, have I?
Oh, haven't you? Well, why'd you buy that one? I mean, what's so special about that?
Oh, don't keep asking questions. Read it yourself.
Thanks. Well, look at my specs.
Why can't you get a pair of specs of your own?
These all right.
How can they be all right? They was made for somebody else.
Oh, the guy that had these made had the same trouble as I got.
Who would you think there wasn't no National Health Service? That'd make your eyes worse, that we're wearing somebody else's glasses. That's why we brought in the National Health Service, to stop that happening to poor old blokes like you.
You wouldn't get glasses like these. Look at them frames. Real tortoise shell they are. My old dad picked these up in 1923. Belonged to a top, they did. Called it a big house. Big Top's house. In Epsom. He'd just died. So, he knocks on the door and he says, "Got any junk?" And the woman, she was all in black. She says, "Come in." So, he goes in, and there he was, sitting up in bed, large as life, dead. And they was all sitting around, all the relations, boozing, you know, Irish, I think they were. Anyway, I gave him a drink, and he says, "What about his clothes? That's a nice suit he's got on." They said, "No, you can't have that. That's the one he's going in." "He can have his glasses," they said. "He won't be wearing them." So, he whips them off his face, gives him half a dollar, has another drink, and leaves. Funny story, isn't it?
Used to be. Look, how can you wear them knowing where they've come from?
What's wrong with them? Lovely pair of glasses. You don't get frames like that now.
It ain't the frames you bother about, it's the bits of glass, that's what you look through. I mean, those will make your eyes go worse, they will.
Well, of all the others here, if they do. Hey, look at this one. There's a strong pair. Look at the thickness of the glass in them. Can't see through them. Come in handy, they will, when my eyes go a bit more. So, you. What's it say?
So you want to be a television engineer?
Huh?
That's the title.
Oh, is it? Oh, yeah, so it is. Oh, what do you want to buy this for? What are you reading this for?
Because I want to be a television engineer.
Well, there's nothing wrong with our set.
It ain't for our set. I'm taking it up. It is going to be my profession. That's why I've given you a month's notice. 2 weeks to read the book, a week to get my diploma, and a week to pass my driving test.
What's driving got to do with it?
I have got to learn how to drive the van, haven't I? I can't be a television repairman without knowing how to drive, can I? The television repairman don't go around with horses and carts, you know. Just wouldn't look right. Horses and carts and electronics just don't go together.
What do you want a diploma for?
Because in business, the first thing they ask you is, have you got a diploma? And if you haven't, you might just as well save your bus fare.
How much much is all this going to cost you then?
Only 80 quid.
80 quid? What have you done? It's a take-on.
Oh, haven't you got an honourable mind? How can it be a take-on? Look at this bloke. Look at the letters after his name. Jack Springfield. B-S-E-E. F-O-C-E-E. E-R-E. L-S-E TV.
What do they all stand for?
I don't know.
Exactly. You don't know. He runs a school. He could have given himself all them. Anybody can put letters after their name. I could call myself Albert Steptoe, R-B-M. Rag and Bone Man.
Oh, don't be ridiculous, Dad. You can't stop progress. You've got to go with it or be left behind. Now, Pete, I've got to read this.
Here. What's going to become of me? Who's going to help me run the business?
I'll keep an eye open for you. There's always plenty of unskilled labour knocking about.
There's always plenty of junk knocking about, but you don't find that.
Oh, God, I wish I had a study. The anode voltage on the first stage condenser depends on
One saucepan without.
The anode voltage on the first stage condenser.
Do you know how much money we took last week?
No, Dick.
Do you know how much it costs to run this place?
No, Dick. The anode voltage on the first stage.
You come here with one saucepan without.
Oh, for God's sake, Dad! I'm trying to concentrate on thermodynamics. I mean, that's the 6th time I've read that sentence. Now, have you finished? Can I read my book? Have you got anything more to say? Can I carry on?
Oh, don't let me disturb you. I'm going to bed. Somebody's got to work around here. I'll be up in the morning. I'm going to take that car down in the morning. I'll show you how to collect junk. I'll show you how to run a business. And I won't need no diplomas. Oh, God.
I told you to take those glasses off. Get in. Oh, blimey. Condenser. The condenser goes there. And that is... We're about to solder that on. Oh, blimey, it's ridiculous. I mean, how can you hold the iron, the solder and a condenser? I mean, you need free hand. Both. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 holes. 7 prawns. Why do you want to go in there?
Hello, son.
Oh, hello, Dad.
How's it going?
Oh, a piece of cake. No bother. It's just a question of knowing what you're doing, that's all.
Reckon it'll work then?
What? This? Oh, yes, this'll work like a bomb.
It's coming easy to you then, this television laugh.
Oh, yes, it's not bother. It's like I say, it's just a question of knowing what you're doing. Common sense, really.
Looks complicated.
Oh, yes. Well, it would, wouldn't it? I mean, to a layman. But when you know what you're doing, it's just like reading a book.
What's that?
What?
This.
So?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yes. That'll be the, that'll be the condenser.
I know that. It says it there, but what's it for?
What? The condenser? Well, it condenses. You know what condenses means, don't you? Makes things smaller. That makes the picture smaller, see? I mean, otherwise it'd be too big for the screen, wouldn't it? And what's the good of having a 24-inch picture if you've only got a 21-inch screen? All their heads and feet will be cut off.
I see.
Yeah. Just a question of knowing what you're doing, that's all. How did you get on?
Me?
Yeah.
What, on a cart?
Yeah. Must have been a bit strange for you after all these years.
Yeah, it was a bit, really.
So how did you get on then?
Oh, all right. Not bad, really.
You collect much?
What? Junk?
Yeah.
Yeah, quite a bit, really.
Oh, good. Let's go and have a look at it then.
I've unloaded it.
Oh, you shouldn't have done that all by yourself.
Oh, I knew you was busy. I called, but you didn't hear me.
Oh. What'd you get there?
Oh, you know, usual stuff. Odds and ends. Bit of this, bit of that.
Plenty knocking about then?
Oh, yeah, there was today. It's just a case of knowing where to look, you know. Keep your eyes out, you know.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad you did well. That's all right then, isn't it?
Yeah. And I'm glad you're doing well with this telly law.
Oh, yeah. It's going like a bomb, this is. Oh, definitely my vocation, this is. Feels as if I've been doing it all my life, you know. I mean, I've never had one before, but it's all there, you know.
Instinctive, like.
That's it. Instinctive. Comes natural.
Like me on the car.
Quite. You were born into it. That's your hammer, this is mine. Horses for courses. I mean, a bloke's got to do what he's best cut out for in this life.
Oh, I agree.
I mean, if you can't do a thing, get out. Leave it to those that can. That's what I say. We should have done this a long time ago.
Yeah, perhaps you're right.
Obviously better on the cart than I am. I mean, that is your forte, so to speak. This is mine. Brain work, you know, working with the brains, using the old marbles. I was wasted, you see, on the cart. But you was wasted stuck in here. You might say we found our niche in life.
Yeah, that's true.
Well, I suppose I'd better get on with it then.
Having a bit of trouble.
No, it's all right. I just don't like people looking over my shoulder. It puts me ill.
That bit goes there.
Do you, Mom? I didn't follow you down the streets pointing out the houses. Now, you don't know what you're doing. Leave it alone. You break something.
I was only trying to help.
Well, don't. I don't need no help. That's your bother. You're always poking your nose at anything I do. Keep out of it. I'm the electrician. Go away. Go and feed the horse.
I told you.
Oh, well, I mean, that was a simple bit, wasn't it? I mean, a child of 3 could have seen that. I mean, I'd have been able to see that if you'd have been gulping over my shoulder all the time. I built all this, not you.
Is it finished now?
Yeah, that's about it. My first one. Not bad, is it?
You going to turn it on?
No.
Why not?
Well, I don't want to.
You've got to test it, haven't you? See if it works or not.
I don't have to test it. I know it works.
Oh, you've had it on then?
No,
Well, how do you know it works?
because I've done it right. If you do a thing right, it's got to work, hasn't it? Stands the reason.
Well, if you were to test it, you'd know for certain whether it would work or not.
Look, if you know what you're doing, you don't have to test it. But they don't test every bomb they make, do they? You wouldn't have none left if they tested them all.
This ain't going to explode, is it?
No, of course it ain't.
Well, why don't you turn it on? I think you're frightened to turn it on. I think you're frightened it ain't going to go.
No, I'm frightened. I know what you're trying to do. You're trying to undermine my confidence. You want me to turn it on so that if it don't go, you can have a good laugh and destroy my confidence.
What do you mean, if it don't go?
Well, it might not go.
What, do you think it's going to go or not?
Of course it'll go. I've read the book. I've done everything they've said.
Well,
it's all...
turn it on, then. I mean, you've got to turn it on sometime, haven't you?
I don't have to turn it on if I don't want to.
But that's daft. Every television engineer I've ever heard of sets to get a test card for them in if you're not...
All right, I'll turn it on, I'll turn it on. I've got to get my diploma.
It ain't going to go, is it? Let me have a try. Oh, no wonder it won't go. You can't run that under there. No. That under there neither. Yeah, I see where you went wrong. Hey, give us that toy. No, I thought you... Yeah, I thought you said you knew all about it. Yeah. Oh, this is all right, isn't it? Yeah, make a nice hobby for me, this would. And you're, out now, I'm waiting for you to come back with the car. Yeah, here, don't you hand in that calls. I'll take it off you. I'll give you 40 quid for it. Yeah, it's pity to waste it. Yeah. Oh, soon get my diploma. Let's try it now.
BBC Television. Here is the news.
I'll go and feed the horse.